Welcome to Rick's Corner, brought to you by Old School Labs, the brand I trust and the only one I put my name to. Use my code DRASIN12 on the link below.
Welcome to Rick's Corner. The man, the myth, the legend. Now on with the show.
Okay, I'm ready to start this. I know where to go with this.
Okay.
Just follow my lead. I'm dancing.
All right.
Welcome to Rick's Corner. Today I have Renee back, who has been a good friend for a long time, and she was with Rich Piana for many years, and we have that in common as well. And I just wanted to say I've been running a lot of Rich's old videos and getting great comments on it. He had a lot to say about training. I learned a lot from him, and we always worked well together on camera. We just had that connection, and it was really good. So I just wanted to let you know and them know that I just always have honored him and loved him, and I just feel good about him being part of my life.
I always feel the same way. Speaking of honoring his memory, so I don't know if you know this or not, but his father and I put up a Christmas tree at his gravesite every year, and we just put it up yesterday. It was pouring rain, but we managed to put it up. And we encourage everyone to come and visit him, whatever day of the week it is, whatever time of year, just please go visit. If you come during the Christmas season and his tree is up, you're more than welcome to add an ornament to his tree. We've had a few people do that, and some 5% memorabilia and things like that. So,
where's the location?
Forest Lawn, Hollywood Hills in Burbank.
Okay. His dad and I became friends at the funeral, and he and I are both guitar players. So, like, we really hit it off. I didn't know he was a guitarist, and he didn't know I was, and we started talking about guitars, and we had this whole thing going on about it. All right, so time has passed, and it's been a couple of years, and you're on your own doing things that you do, and you seem to be pushing really hard with your business, and you're self-promoting, and I admire you for that. You've done really well.
I'm trying.
No, I have a thing about the word trying. I never say I try because that means fail. You're doing.
Okay, thanks, Yoda.
And I'll tell you why. No, there's truth in that. I would call my son. I said, "Can you come by and see me today?" He says, "I'll try." That means no. I mean, I hate to say that because I just knew he meant I'll try means no. So let's talk about what you got going on.
So now I have my own small clothing line called Positively Evol. It is spelled E-V-O-L. So it's about Rich's mentality of taking negatives and turning them into positives. And whenever you're wearing something that says Positively Evol and you look in the mirror or you take a selfie, it actually says love. So it's about your choices in life of taking your negatives and turning them into positives. So it's like my shirt that I'm wearing says fake parts, real heart. So most people, like, they're like, oh yeah, well, you got fake parts, you're a fucking bimbo. All right, whatever, I look like a bimbo, who cares? I have a good heart, I'm a good person. I also have one for girls who aren't enhanced. I have guy shirts that say rise above, they'll stay beneath you, keep fucking going. A lot of that motivational sort of for underdogs or people that have been knocked down really bad by life. It's just, you know, like, when am I going to catch my break? That's basically where, like, this clothing line comes into play, where it's like, you know, I was at a really, really low point in my life when Rich passed away.
I know.
So I was just like, I don't really know what to do with my life. I was no longer a part of 5%, and that really hurt, and I just felt so low and so useless. And one of my friends was like, girlfriend, you created the large majority of their clothing design, so why don't you just, like, make your own clothing line? I'm like, okay. So I wanted something that was inspired by Rich, and some of the shirts have 12/12 on them. 12/12 was the time that he passed away. So it's just, there's still little homages to him within my clothing line to, like, honor his memory, because he's such a big part of my life. And still, I talk about him every day, whether it's on social media or in person at, like, an expo or at the gym. People always ask, and I'm always very open about my life with him and what happened and how he still continues to inspire me even though he's gone. And I still visit him, even not during the holidays, but whenever I'm in town, because I live like 3 hours away right now.
I know you do.
But I'm looking to move closer.
Where are you living?
I live past Palm Springs.
Because you were in Las Vegas.
I was. Now I'm living, like, out by where they have Coachella. So middle of nowhere. But I'm looking for, like, NoHo or Burbank.
Why did you pick that?
Yeah, that's a really bad decision, really long story.
Hey, you want to meet for coffee? Yeah, give me 4 hours.
I'll be there tomorrow.
Well, you know, having Rich is part of your life, and he will always be a part of your life, and he will always be a part of my life, and he will always be a part of my viewers' lives, because they just loved him, and they just want to hear stuff he had to say to me, and bringing him back and hearing him in person on our old shows is just like somebody's there all the time, and that will last forever. And I really like that, because he had a lot of good stuff to say, and it's all about positivity, as I am and as you are. There's no room for negativity in this world, in my life, because you can always move past it into something positive. There's just you can just do it.
Yeah. Well, when you were giving your speech at his funeral,
yes,
you spoke about the dash.
Yes.
And, you know, you have your birth date and your death date, and you have that dash, and what you do with that dash, like, that's what matters.
Your life. Yeah.
So it's like, I think about that all the time too. I get chills like thinking about it. But,
I did too just now.
I think about that though. You know, I think that's what people are just like, oh my God, he was so young. Absolutely, he was 46. Dallas McCarver died, what, 2 or 3 days before him? He was only 26. And it's like, Rich accomplished more in 46 years than most people could in 80. So that's where I'm like, that guy had a dash that was like this long, but like this thick. You know, he just had so much that he accomplished in his dash, in his time.
He and I used to sit and talk about marketing and promoting stuff, because I know that he liked listening to what I did, because, you know, at my age I did a lot of stuff and I keep pushing, and he did the same. And we had generated some really good ideas. With clothing that you're doing now, I came back with a clothing line this past year that I did in the 80s, and I have friend of mine that's a marketing guy for Converse pushing it.
Oh, wow.
And it's doing real well. I mean, I got all these designs that I did, and now they're popular again, and they're selling, and it worked out fine. But it's a matter of just keep going forward. You got to find your niche, and you just go with it. And with your clothing, and that's what you know, and the sayings are like really good.
Thank you.
I'm thinking the whole time I'm talking how to incorporate that with what I have for you, so you can get something out of it. But it's
okay.
Huh?
It's okay.
No, it's not okay.
I get it.
No, it's okay. It's okay, but it's positive thinking, and people need to know when they're wearing something, it gives a message. I think that's important.
Yeah.
You know? Am I right?
No, I completely agree. That was kind of the premise behind it all, is that, like, yeah, people first look at this shirt and they laugh, like, oh yeah, obviously. And then when they actually take a second and they glance at the second phrase, they're like, oh wow. And a lot of people come back, hey, I really like your shirt. That's awesome. Like, and this is one of the top selling shirts for women right now. The guy's top selling shirt, of course, is Keep Fucking Going, because it's something that Rich always said.
I like the one you had Legend.
Legend, yes. So I'm redoing that one. So the front, I do have those on clearance because they're being redone, but or reimagined. So the front says Legend, and the back says Live a Life Worth Dying For. So I want to incorporate it all on the front with an image. I don't have the rights to Rich's name and likeness, even though I took the images. I don't have the rights to them. So I can only do giveaway shirts with his image on them with 5% permission.
No, I understand that.
So I still will incorporate his phrases, and if there's a way for me to incorporate other things that have to do with him, I will. Like the Rise Above and They'll Stay Beneath You shirt, the guy's shirt has his throne on it. So there's other things that people associate with him that I can still put on there so that people get, like, it's still in honor of his memory.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. Where are you selling your clothing?
So it's at positivelyevol.com.
Okay, I'll put that up for you. Do you have... is this men's and women's?
Yes. So I have men's shirts, hats, shorts, tanks, t-shirts, hoodies.
That's a huge investment.
Yes, it was. It was the rest of my life savings. And then women's is all long sleeves, tops, tanks, hoodies, beanies, hats.
I have a question for you, because I started doing this back in the 70s with Clothing and Reader's Magazine, and I would advertise certain sizes and certain colors, and a number of people would write to me and say, but I want this color and that size, and I didn't have it. And I'm not going to go make one shirt, you know. You have to know the audience, what they're going to wear, and the colors and sizes. Yeah, you got to know that. Otherwise, you're stuck with a bunch of stuff you can't get rid of.
So I did that in the beginning. I had so much overstock, it was ridiculous. And I was doing everything in my living room by myself. And I'm like, oh my God, this is totally like when we started, you know, like revamping One Day Night, doing Love It, Kill It in the first 5% clothing. And I'm like, oh my God, this is like so tedious and insane. And my friends that have their own clothing line, they're like, hey, we actually started a fulfillment center. Do you want to do that? I'm like, well, what the hell's a fulfillment center? So they have a bunch of blank stock for me, and they digitize all my designs. So it's all, when you go to my website, everything is digital. So it doesn't get printed until you pick it.
Print on demand.
Yes.
They do that with books
like,
too.
Yeah, it's so much easier.
So much easier.
And I can like change out stuff. So if a particular design doesn't seem to be going so well or so popular, take it off and put something else on it. And it actually will like pick up sales. I'm like, oh, well, that's so much easier, so much more cost effective, because then I only have to pay as I go, as opposed to like back stock that's just like sitting there and I'm like hoping to make the money back.
Well, that's, the whole world has changed like that. That print on demand, even with books. I know a guy that had books. He had 300 books in his garage. He couldn't sell them because they were all printed out. I said, just do the print on demand. They can do it as you go. You save yourself so much money. And the same, like you said, with clothing too. It's just like, right, 1, 2, 3, and it's done.
Yeah.
Is this just all coming off your website?
Yep. There was a store in the UK called the Supplement Shop, and they had my original designs in their supplement shop. And I've been in talks with a gym in Australia and another woman in Canada that wants to carry them in her supplement shop. So I'm trying to get past the holiday season and all those sales and everything, and then I'm going to sit down and like send them out like a really nice email with like a format, like a PowerPoint or something to like show them like what I have available and
Yeah, my clothing came out in stores like Dover Street Market here, Japan, and New York. I have a guy that does that. And now it's at a place called Mr. Porter, which is a real high-end store, my daughter told me. The only problem with that, and they sold out and it all did well, you really have to wait for your money with department stores. You don't get it like right away. It takes 30 to 60 days. But on a website, it's instant.
Yeah.
Ready to go. Ship it out and go. So I found that works best. And what about your workouts? Because you're like in really good shape right now.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
No, you really are.
I'm like, I can kind of see myself. Like, I'm so skinny.
I saw you in the gym from behind. I said, man, who's that hot blonde? She's thin. She's got a great body.
Chuck said the same thing yesterday. He was like,
I didn't know it was you.
That?
I know.
He was like, oh, it's Chanel.
Yeah, he and I are a lot alike. I didn't know that was you. I said, oh, it's just Chanel.
Well, thanks. Yeah, trust me. Well, thanks. Yeah, no, I got really strict with keto.
Yeah.
So you know Jane.
Yeah.
So Rich's
Oh my
first
God,
ex-wife,
she make
Jane.
a change.
So she looks so amazing. So she helped me to get into understanding keto better, because I've always been kind of like loosely based keto, or doing Piana keto, which is not really keto. So she's like, okay, girlfriend, you got to be doing your fasted cardio, you got to do your eating window, and I'm just like, okay, you've got to be really strict with your keto. So I haven't necessarily lost more weight. It's just that I've become more lean, and I've gotten a bit tighter because she was like teaching me how to do it properly. So thank you so much for noticing my hard work. But yeah, I'm feeling much better.
How could I not?
Well, thanks.
Gee,
but yeah,
I said,
I'm feeling much better.
I want to be like her when I grow up. So with the keto, you're eating what?
Breakfast, I buy those really delicious egg white bites that have cheese in them from Costco, or I buy the egg white bites at Starbucks. Like if I'm on the go. If I'm at home, I'll make myself like scrambled eggs with avocado, cheese, and some pico de gallo, almond milk with some unsweetened chocolate mix, so that it's like chocolate milk, because that's the kid in me. I love chocolate milk. Lunch is usually like fish and veggies, or a salad, like a Cobb salad, because you can have like ranch dressing and all that other stuff. So it's like, you do want to focus more on your healthy fats, like cooking with olive oil, eating lots of avocado, and then dinner, of course, is the same. It's like, you know, your steak, fish, chicken, but I try to stick to steak or fish, shrimp, and then like vegetables or salad.
Chicken. What about the intermittent fasting? Have you tried that?
Yeah, so that was like she was saying, eat within your eating window. So I usually try to do 11 to 7. It's kind of hard for me when I come and visit, because I have so many things planned. So I'm not going to lie, I haven't been doing my intermittent fasting this week since I've been up here. But yeah, I usually do 11 to 7. And that, I've noticed, really does help to, it sounds weird, but it helps me to stay better focused on everything that I want to do for the day. Because I'm like, okay, well, I'm definitely going to get my workout and my cardio done in the morning, so I don't have to worry about it in the evening. So then 11 to 7 I eat, and I get all my other things done, and then after 7 just focus on finishing up my work for the day, and then go to bed.
That sounds good. What type of workout are you doing?
So I do my fasted cardio, and then I basically do my bodybuilder training,
which is
that Rich taught me to do. So for me, he would always tell me that I needed to do lower weight, higher reps. So I usually stay within the range of like 40 to 50 pounds when I'm doing like back, that kind of thing, whatever I can maintain. And I do like my 20 to 25 reps, and I do 4 sets, sometimes 5. So yeah, I mean, like I do everything that he taught me how to do. And other people are like, oh no, you got to do this. Oh no, you got to do like other fad stuff or whatever, or you got to do HIIT. And I'm like, yeah, no, I got 2 bad knees, man. I'm not going to be doing this jumping up and down bullshit and the high knee kicks. No, I'm just going to be doing what I'm doing. I belong to that club. I can't.
My knees too. So, but of course, one of them is it's a fake knee. The high reps things, I had a couple of bad years of health with my leg and all that, so I switched over to lighter weight and more reps, and I get a lot out of it.
Yeah.
If I do every rep and make every rep count, you know, sometimes people go through their reps and they just like go through it and that's the end of it. But I want to really think about pulling and letting it go back and then taking my time, and I think it helps a lot. The heavyweight days are done.
Yeah.
No more of that stuff.
One, like I was saying, I train with Jane sometimes, and you know, Jane was a trainer for a long time, and so she's very much like, okay, Chanel, you need to slow down. You really need to concentrate. So she's like, you need to push here, and you need to be feeling that this is activated, and she's like, and watch, like when we train legs especially, she's like, watch when you're coming up, when you're doing your leg extensions. As you come back down slowly, you'll see your muscle fibers twitch, and since I'm leaner, I can see like where they connect to my knee area. I can see the muscle fibers twitch, and I'm like, oh wow, like that's such a trip, because when I was fatter, like I couldn't see that if I tried.
No.
So it's pretty cool to like see those changes, but it definitely has to do with like how Rich would say, the mind and body connection, you know, concentrating on what you're doing as you're doing it.
It's funny you said that, because I had said to somebody about how your mind controls your body, and I use an analogy. If you took a snake and cut its head off, the body doesn't know where to go. It follows the head. So wherever your head goes and what it does, your body will follow its commands. But I found I just had a complete blood panel done, and I was feeling really tired and just lethargic, but still hitting the workout and everything. My thyroid was low. So they doubled my thyroid pill, 2 weeks ago, I'm like a new person. And I lost 10 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Just knocked it right off me. So basically, that helped.
So I'm going to get really personal with you now that we're talking about blood panels. So I haven't been feeling all that great lately. I have, like, just quite frankly, no sex drive. Just absolutely none whatsoever. I don't feel
I buy
good.
that in the bottle.
I'm tired. Like, I don't feel good.
Right.
I'm like moody, and I'm just like, what? I'm 33, okay? And please don't bother. I know I look kind of old. So I'm tired. So I'm just like, oh God, like I shouldn't be going through like premenopause at like 33. Is that what's happening? So I had a blood panel drawn, and they were like, yeah, no, you're fine. What the sound of that is that there's probably something wrong with your hormones, but I don't think it's perimenopause. So they went over it with me and found out that my testosterone is low. And me being like dumb blonde over here, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, there's a balance in
like,
women.
Women have to have testosterone. I know that Rich had told me that, but I just kind of like shrugged it off because I was like, no, I would never want,
It's true, though.
to have that. And they're like, nope, you really need to look into taking on a small dosage of testosterone because as women reach into their early 30s and such, we start to lose our testosterone like at a rapid rate.
Just like men.
So that's why there's more and more of an epidemic of women with a low sex drive and more of like that muffin top crap going on. I was like, well, thankfully I don't have the muffin top crap, but like the mood change and the low sex drive is like really depressing. So they are trying to prescribe me a low dosage of testosterone. We'll see how that goes.
I want to know how that works out because I was going through the same thing on my sex drive, and my energy was like, you could put 5 naked girls in front of me. I didn't care. I'd take a nap. But with the thyroid change, it changed everything because that controls your whole system, your metabolism, everything, and I feel like a human being again. So I found out it was low, and they adjusted it. So at least it was something simple.
Yeah, and people don't really realize, like, it is really important for you to constantly check up on yourself. Go get your blood drawn. If something feels off, go do it. They're like, oh, well, I don't need to if I'm not, taking steroids. I don't need to get my blood drawn.
Yes.
I don't need to get my blood drawn unless I'm, like, really sick. It's like, no, if you, like, realize that you're starting to feel off, take care of yourself. And it's not just like, oh, well, you're really old or you're getting older. It's like, dude, like, once you start to hit your late 20s, stuff starts to go downhill. So it's not like we're old, it's just your body starts to wear itself out, especially like with young people that have experimented heavily with drugs and alcohol, which I didn't do, but I've had other friends that have gone through this stuff like long before I did because they depleted their adrenal glands, their serotonin, like all that stuff needs to be replaced. They start taking the DHEA supplement, which is another thing that they recommended that I try doing before I take tests.
That's cheap. This stuff's cheap.
Yeah, so there's other alternatives, but you definitely have to make sure you're maintaining and taking care of yourself.
I had asked Rich at one point, do you go for checkups? He says, oh yeah, I just went. I'm in perfect health. Because when he'd come over here, he was breathing hard, and I said, well, I think you really should get checked out. He said, no, I just did. I don't know if he did or if he didn't, but he said he did. Because I was aware of that, and I was getting checked about every 6 weeks with my cardiologist. And they put me on a medication for my heart because my heart wasn't pumping properly. And now it's fine. Because I saw something on TV, a commercial, they were dancing and doing this and that. I said, I want that drug. So he put me on it, and everything changed in me. It just worked. I'm just glad that I went, and I encourage people to go to the doctor and get physicals. Because you don't know what's going on in your body. You don't have an inside scope to see it unless you go and have it done.
Yeah. He went to the doctor, but not nearly as often as I asked him to go.
Yeah.
And the last time that he had gone to the doctor before his cardiac arrest was when he got the shingles. And I was like, you have shingles? And he goes, well, what's shingles? And so I was like telling him, this is what this is. And it sounds like you probably had like kidney stones too. We got to get all that sorted out. And when we went in, they said he was fine. So, but that was like months and months before his incident.
You know where shingles comes from?
No.
Chicken pox.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, I know that. But
Yeah.
but it's shingles is usually brought on by extreme stress of some kind. So I was
totally
like, oh,
is.
that must have been the kidney stone. Because once he passed his kidney stone, the shingles came up.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, because your body was like, what is this?
Yeah.
So,
but there's stuff called a cyclobar that cures that, or you can get a shingle shot nowadays. But it's very common, really common. Stress, sunlight, and stress can be either emotional or it can be heavy lifting.
yeah.
One or the other. So, what's your plans for the future now?
Be happy. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to be happy. I got to find a way.
Your boyfriend?
No, it's been
Difficult.
like a roller coaster. So
It's difficult.
I'm just taking it day by day, honestly.
Yeah.
And I think that at this point, whether or not that works out or it doesn't work out or I meet someone else, whatever, I need to do my best to keep that part of my life private because, man, people are psycho. So I'm just like, nope, we're good.
Yeah, it's crazy out there. But, you know, you got to be happy. I'm happy with myself. I took myself to the movies last night and dinner, and I talked to me. Did you like the movie, Rick? Yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed myself. It's like, if I'm rather go with me than somebody I don't want to be with.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about, because there's a lot of crazies out there. Mm-hmm. Never thought that would happen at my age. Well, I want to thank you for making the trip over here. I know it's hard.
Of course, I appreciate you having me.
I appreciate you being here. And you were right on time at the wrong door.
Hey, but it was the right door because that's the door I'm used to.
It is the right door, you're right. And I'm going to post this tonight, probably, and then I want to advertise where your clothing line is on here as well, so people can start ordering.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Anything
really,
for you, Chanel. Thank you guys for watching Rick's Corner, and we'll see you all next time.
Hope you enjoyed the video brought to you by Old School Labs. Use my discount code DRASIN12 on the link below at oldschoollabs.com.
Hey everyone, now you can have the Gold's Gym logo drawn by me, the artist Rick Drasin. Personalized and made out to you and signed by me to frame and put on your gym wall or wherever you see fit to do so. It's a piece of bodybuilding history. It will never be duplicated again. It's the largest selling icon t-shirt logo in the world. And I'm the guy that drew it, and I will draw it for you. Just go to my website, rickdrasin.com, and order there. You can pay through PayPal, and it'll be sent out right away. And be sure to watch Rick's Corner for all the videos on bodybuilding, nutrition, fitness, pro wrestling, and anything that suits your interests as far as getting physically fit and being the best you can be from the golden era of bodybuilding.
He's the equalizer, baby. See you next time.